National Security Advisor comment on the empty treasury met by this current administration, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is something that is a norm.
May I assure you that the federal government of Nigeria will not rest on its own in ensuring a robust and viable defense management and security apparatus to address contemporary challenges, even in the face of enormous budgetary constraints. And yes, we are facing serious budgetary constraints. It's okay for me to tell you, and it's fine for you to know, that we have inherited a very difficult situation. Literally a bankrupt country. No money. To a point where we could say, even the earnings that we are getting now, we are paying back what was taken. It's serious.
When you look at the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, he said that the PDP-led administration for 16 years emptied the treasury of Nigeria, that there was nothing left in that account, and therefore he made an empty treasury. But within the last 8 years of his administration, we had a lot of Paris Fund, we had Abacha loot, among many other monies that came in. But if we may ask, if this money was looted, so which money did you make, when you came into office? How were you able to cope? But you were buying so expensive things for yourself. Now, look at the president now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is crying the same way through the National Security Advisor, saying there is nothing in that treasury. But then you have the guts to go for a presidential yacht, although they said it was part of something that was approved by the last administration, which you cannot even find it, trace it to any budgetary approval by the last administration. You put that in your supplementary budget. We had His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi talking about supplementary budget. Among many Nigerians and even economists have to explain this. When you talk about supplementary budget, it's something that is not being captured at your main budget. So therefore, when there are critical issues, you go to bring a supplementary budget in order to, to tighten your economy and to build up the nation. But then you are buying vehicles worth 1.5 billion naira for the office of the First Lady that doesn't exist, and you're buying a presidential yacht, among other issues. But if actually you met an empty treasury, you should not be going for all those things. Rather, you should be cutting costs. This government have had a lot of appointees, more than any other government in the history of Nigeria. If you look at issues bothering the country, left, right, and center, you will see the kind of expenses, money being spent and all of that. You should cut down your governance, make some ministries and all of that, and in order to make sure that there is enough money to go around to do other businesses. But yet you are not doing that. But you are saying that the government lacks, there is no money for the government to spend and all of that. Anyway, there are so many reactions coming from Nigerians, and before I give you those reactions, listening to what's this.
It is refreshing. It is what should be done. Everybody suspected that things were not exactly as they should, but to hear it from such a top-level official of the government, that things are really bad. He used some very strong words, talks of a bankrupt nation. Maybe not that we're bankrupt, or maybe that things are really very bad. Either way, to come openly and speak about this is refreshing, and we should encourage it. Look, there's nothing to gain by covering up the condition. Yes, we have elected you. We don't need any more trading of blames. But people ought to know what is on the ground. And I think that Malam Nuhu Ribadu coming out the way he has done is good for the country, is good for democracy, and I think it's good for their party and for the government, both this one and the one that just went away. It may well be that there will be people who will come and say it's not exactly as expressed. But whatever is the case, it is good to hear from those who are in charge of the country. This freshly, this openly, this frankly.
The National Security Advisor saying that Nigeria met an empty treasury, and let me read this out to hearing by Kule Alja. He said, "Did Nigeria export oil? Yes. Did Nigeria export gas? Yes. Did Nigeria export minerals? Yes. Did Nigeria get a dollar remittance? Yes. Did Nigeria print 23 trillion naira? Yes. Did Nigeria collect VAT? Yes. Did Nigeria collect CIT? Yes. So how is it true that the treasury is empty? Please, let's ask some, fundamental questions. Many people are asking questions, and nobody is trying to, come out to say, oh, this is it. We are paying taxes every now and then. We pay tax, we do this, we do that, we did this. But then, why is it that we are still lagging? Like, there is no money in our treasury. I don't understand. There was an Abacha loot that was recently released to the country and all of that. So the loot that have been released has been looted by the looters that have been elected by corrupt Nigerians. Let me put it that way, because I don't expect any sensible Nigerian to vote this clown into office, and expect them to perform miracle by turning around their economy. Many people are crying. Many market women are crying. Market is not selling. Goods are on high price. People are not earning more. How do you expect to cope in such a bastardized economy under Muhammadu Buhari's government, and then you move into a pro-max office under Tinubu's administration? Yeah, they call him the statistician, somebody who knows the figures and know how to place things left, right, and center. But unfortunately, under his watch, we have seen our inflation rate rise from 19% to over 27% within the last 6 months. What is it going to do, to change this narrative of, change the economy, to turn the economy around? We saw the dollar rising from 900 to 1,300. Now, although it has dropped a bit to 1,150 naira to a dollar as of yesterday. Some people said it was trading at 150, 130 and all of that. But if we may say, a country that its currency is being built on importation, how do you expect the currency to appreciate? Many countries today that their currency are so high is because of the exports that they make in the country. That is the reason why His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi always said we have to move from consumption to production in order to strengthen our naira and all of that. So what do you think about all these things that the National Security Advisor is saying, that there is no money in the National Treasury? Do you believe him? Do you think it's foul? Let's keep it civil at the comment section. Thank you.
Now, I think you should be asking, how does he serve the government? I think what they're trying to do is to let you know that the problems are going to be much, much thornier to resolve, and that is the situation they met on the ground is not as it should be. None of us expected that they were going to meet any situation that is so rosy, because we already are. All of us, most discerning Nigerians, already had an inclination on what really is on the ground. But saying this also buys them time. I'm not sure how long that will be. What I was saying earlier on is that it is good to be very open to the people. You cover it all because it's the same political party. It's not going to help anyone. People who expect miracle will not get a miracle from you, and they will blame you for it. Even now, there are those who will say, yeah, okay, you met a very terrible situation on the ground, but that's why we elected you, so go ahead and fix it. So either way, it is good for democracy.